Okay, hello again. So Friday's lesson is all going to be about collecting like terms. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we mean when we say like terms, but you should find this pretty straightforward because it's something you do all the time anyway. So if we've got an expression like that, x plus x plus x plus x, then a term, when we're talking about a term, the terms are anything separated by a plus or a minus sign. So here there's 4 terms, each one of them is the same. So each of these terms, that's a term, that's a term, that's a term, and that's a term. Each of these terms is like. And because of that, we can collect them all together. Because if you add the same number 4 times, you get 4, lots of it. Nothing revolutionary there, something we should all be very comfortable with. And we can make it a little bit more complicated by throwing in some y's as well. But again, nothing that we should find difficult. So if we've got 3x plus 2y plus 5x plus y, I can collect together any terms that are like. So this term here and this term here are like. So I've got 3x and 5x all together, that makes 8x. And similarly, this term and this term are like, because they're both y terms. So altogether, that's 2y and 1 more y. We don't usually put the 1 in. If we don't write it in, that means 1y. So altogether, that's 3y. Again, something we should all be very comfortable with. You'll notice when I underline the terms, I've included the sign. And that's really important. It's one of the places people sometimes make mistakes. They get mixed up with the signs. So let's throw out something that's got some negatives in. 3x minus 5y plus 2x plus y, let's say. So now I can collect together the x's again. 3x and plus 2x, including the plus. That tells me what to do. 3x plus 2x is going to make 5x. And if I look at the y terms, I've got minus 5y, including the symbol, the negative symbol there, minus 5y plus y. Of course, if you have negative 5 and you add another one, gets you 1 rung up the ladder, 1 rung closer to 0. So from minus 5 plus 1, we get to minus 4y. So that's how we're going to deal with negative terms. And the only other place that sometimes people have a bit of difficulty is when we start asking things like this. What if I had x cubed and 3x squared minus 2x cubed plus 5x squared? I'm going to throw a number in there as well. In fact, I'm going to put a number at the front as well. 9 plus that. So 9 plus x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 8. Okay, so which of these terms can we think about as being like? Well, the 9 and the minus 8, remember including the symbol, the 9 and the minus 8 go together. They're like, because they haven't got any letters. They're just constant terms. 9 minus, I'm going to write it all out again underneath. 9 minus 8. And then we'll collect together in a second. I imagine a lot of you will want to miss that step. But I'm going to put it in for completeness. Okay, what about the x cubed? So I've got a plus x cubed here and a minus 2x cubed there. So they're like as well because they're both x cubed. Not the same as x squared. We don't consider those terms to be like. We can't collect them together. Plus x cubed minus 2x cubed. And again, I'll collect them together in a second once I've rewritten everything else. Because I've got one more thing to think about, which is the x squareds. And there again, with the sign, plus 3x squared plus 5x squared. Oh, I didn't use the arrows for the second one. So that's there, and that's there. For completeness, I'm just going to stick my other arrows in. That's there, and that's there. And if I collect together those now, because I've got the like terms all next to each other, we get 9 minus 8, which is negative 1. X cubed minus 2x cubed, well, that's going to be negative 1 x cubed. Usually, we don't bother writing the 1. So I could leave it there, I suppose. Well, I'm not going to. And plus 3x squared plus 5x squared is going to make plus 8x squared. And that's about as tidy as we can get. People often want to try and combine the x cubed and the 8x squared and say, well, maybe it's 8x to the 5, or maybe it's 8x to the 6. Maybe it's something like that. But it's not. You can't combine x cubed and x squared. There's no way to collect them. They're as different to each other as x and y, as far as collecting them is concerned. So we can't do that. Can't do that. Not going to do that. Bad move. The only thing I can do to tidy this up a little bit is change the order so that I'm not starting with a negative. So I might want to start with a positive. 8x squared minus 1 minus x cubed. Well, there's nothing wrong with the sentence above. They're identical. Okay, I think that's probably about that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to write up 3 expressions, only one of which can be simplified. I just want you to identify which one you think it is, and a brief reason why. Make a note of it somewhere in your planner, and bring it on Friday's lesson with any questions you might have. So which of these 3 sentences can be simplified further? Green one, the yellow one, or the blue one.